Welcome back to the Grand Solar Minimum channel. Today is Wednesday, November 20th, 2019. Let's take a look at our solar conditions right now. Our solar wind speed is getting low at 320.9 kilometers per second. Now that might be just the calm before the storm. We do have a chance of a weak geomagnetic storm, a G1 level rated. So that is expected tomorrow and Friday, the 21st and the 22nd. Taking a look at the density is at 2.0, so that's very thin. And as you see, that bright region that was Earth facing yesterday is turning away from Earth, also is decayed. So we are absolutely, without a doubt, spotless 7 days in a row now. That's 243 days here in 2019. And we'll take a look at the overall picture tonight live on our 9 o'clock show. We'll see if we have anything brewing around the eastern limb. But you look at this sun, and right now we are looking at some very unorganized coronal hole action. Very weak corona indeed. So solar wind speeds are expected to go up. Also, what's expected to go up is TCI, Thermosphere Climate Index. Right now it's sitting at a 3.72. But usually with these solar storms, we see an increase in temperature as well. KP indice is sitting at a 0, and the 24-hour max is a 1. And Monday night, we talked about a possibility of a 6.0 to 6.5 earthquake in the next 24 to 72 hours. Well, here we are on the last day, the 24 hours to go in the watch. Actually, it happened overnight last night. So right around the 36-hour mark, we saw a 6.3 earthquake in Ozerinsky, Russia. So that little blue dot here that you're looking at, light shaking was felt. Right now, we are talking about 0 chances of any kind of tsunami threat or anything like that at this time. It was a pretty deep earthquake as well, 486.8 kilometers. So it's pretty deep. But we wanted to bring that as a part of the report today as well. Earthquake has struck, nothing major. Right now, we don't hear of any damages or anything like that, but we did have a 6.3, 3:34 a.m. local time here for us on the East Coast. All right, let's take a look at our weather across the pond. But first, I had to bring this up. Mari found this for me yesterday. In snow weather warning, blizzards forecast for White Christmas as temperatures plummet. We're talking about the UK, folks. Temperatures in the UK could dip to minus 10 this week. Forecasters have warned. The freezing spell has prompted hope of snow this Christmas, as a long-range forecast indicate a risk of heavier and more widespread snowfall for the final part of November into next month. Exactaweather's James Madden, there's a risk of more cold and snow of more potent and widespread nature during the second half of this month into December. Wintry conditions are likely to feature and be more prominent across higher ground next week. Some sleet and snow is not out of the question to some lower levels. This will be most likely in parts of Wales, the Midlands, and even as far south and southwest as England at times. Current indications suggest a possible white Christmas in some parts to the north and west of the country, and the likes of Aberdeen and Manchester could see snow. The weather company said the UK will be turning milder by the end of this week as weather fronts sweep in from the Atlantic. The temperatures will gradually recover to near average by Friday, when the jet stream will cut off the cold polar air feed. We are expecting a much drier spell on Monday under high pressure before low pressure returns Tuesday from the northwest. Wind chill models reveal that cold winds across Scotland and northern England could make it feel close to negative 10 Celsius at times by next week. And let's take a look at some of our maps here for today, November 20th. Thank you to Starman for helping me take a look at other things than just the radar that I'd find. These are minimum temperatures right here for November 20th. As you see here, most of us in the single digits, Celsius now, not Fahrenheit, Celsius. And we also have a yellow warning today for rain across parts here. It says here, area rain will persist over parts of Cornwall during Wednesday morning before easing by the afternoon. Whilst much of Cornwall will see relatively small rainfall amounts, some areas, particularly the high ground of Bodmin Moor, may see at least 20 to 30 millimeters of rain. Much of this has fallen in 6 hours during the busiest point of travel. So this was for earlier today for them. Obviously, they're ahead of us in time. And let's take a look at the radar in that region right now. Go ahead and put that into motion. Go ahead and read the forecast here, courtesy of David Birch, the start man. Cold start to Wednesday with frost in the north, central and eastern regions as well. A bright start to the eastern and central regions. Excuse me. Yellow warning is in force today in parts of the southwest of the UK as low pressure east brings rain. Actually, that was low pressure west brings rain, not east. Sorry about that, folks. High pressure sits in the central Europe and then breaks down Thursday, allowing for pressure sweep across many parts of the UK, bringing frequent downpours and maximum temperatures between the 3 to 11 degree Celsius mark. So interesting weather, up and down roller coaster for folks out there in the UK and the European nations, but it sounds like a big flip is going to happen here for colder temperatures and more snow to the region. Now let's take a look at what's going on here in the United States. And we've got a little bit of everything everywhere right now. We've got snow in the North Dakota region, Winnipeg, Brandon, and also in Canada. That's where Brandon and Winnipeg. Okay, yeah, you guys got that. Snow showers across Montana, which, by the way, Mario also mentioned to me that we are at 300% snowpack in Montana, 300% above where they're supposed to be, and it's November 20th. Rain showers across Arizona, Phoenix. We are about to see a lot of rain. This is that time of the year for you guys. I get that, but too much rain at one time is going to cause flooding. And parts of Arizona, we're actually expecting up to 2 inches of rain. Phoenix, I think, is around a half inch. Heavier amounts could be in Flagstaff, between 1.25 inches of rain to a full 2 inches of rain. So lots of rain on the way here for the state of Arizona, New Mexico, Utah. Right now, Vegas getting in on the action. Just southwest of Vegas, a very, very, very strong amount of rain is falling. And this system seems to just stall and rain on the same spot. So expect some flooding today from the southwest as this rain will persist. Now, let's take a look at wind chills. Not too bad today, especially if you live in Texas and Oklahoma and Kansas. Already waking up feeling like it ain't that bad outside. So the rest of the nation, well, feels like typical November 20 weather. Cold, 30s, 40s. There's your frost freeze line. Looks a lot better than what it did earlier this month. And we were touching parts of Florida and southern Texas with this frost freeze line. Now it's kind of moved back up to where it should be for this time of year. Yeah, lots of watches in the southwest, mainly flood. The dark red is flash flooding, which I just showed you in Nevada. That area that's getting persistent heavy yellows and reds on the radar will see flash flooding today. We still have red flag warning. Nope, no red flag warnings. Winter storm warnings, I should say, in the Sierras in California. Also want to point out a plethora of snow advisories across Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota, northern parts of Minnesota, and also parts of Wyoming, Utah, Nevada, some in the Colorado and the higher elevations of New Mexico. So all the weather today in the U.S. is going to be in the southwest. Now, here's what NOAA thinks. Again, I only use NOAA as like a guideline. I'm not really, this isn't the law or the gospel here. This is just an idea. We're looking at thunderstorms and showers across the southwest and reaching into the Midwest. A lot of the frozen precip to the northwest, and today in the northeast, we're a little quiet. High pressure is dominating the southeast, and that is bringing us dry conditions today. That changes tomorrow as this front, or several fronts actually, are moving to the east. More cold air to be reinforced by late week as well. Chance for more icing in the northeast as we just had a system roll through yesterday. Rain for Ohio, Pennsylvania, and the rest of the southern parts of the country, Tennessee and Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Dallas. You get the picture. More frozen stuff for you guys in the northern plains and the Midwest. There's widespread of areas getting rain, folks, and snow. And then by Saturday, again, more snow developing in the west, in Colorado, mainly this time. Icing possible for Illinois and Indiana. Frozen precip like sleet or freezing rain for the Ohio Valley. Showers and storms for the south. And the Northeast, once again, is in the running for some more frozen precipitation, whether it be sleet or snow or just a mix of both. Another cold front is trying to sweep through by the end of the week. Let's take a look at what our GFS. Now, this is the 18Z from last night. Right now, I've decided not to use the 06 since we all go by the 18Z anyway. It's not out, obviously, right now. So on the Monday or the morning shows, I'll probably use the day before's 18Z forecast. But here was the latest as of last night. And lots of rain in the southwest. We're already showing that. Snow across the northern plains, racing off into Canada by Friday this weekend. And then a pretty big system moves across the United States, bringing snow on. Now, this Canadian system right here, I'm calling it that because the head of this low pressure system is mainly above the Great Lakes, but it's going to bring colder temperatures by the weekend, which will bring lake effect snow. Which will bring lake effect snow showers to parts of the region in the Northeast. And that storm system moves out, bringing in much colder air. And then another quick hitter here, a low pressure system forming across the Ohio Valley. This is this Sunday, guys. So we got two big weather systems moving across the country. One earlier this week that will bring some snow possibly to the Northeast by the end of this week. And then a chance again for some frozen precipitation in the Great Lakes, Michigan. Our friend Scott Rose, watch out, sir. You might see another 3 to 5 inches on this snowstorm coming through on Sunday, November 24th. Heavy rain off to the Atlantic, and the Northeast once again is going to have some kind of a mixture of rain, sleet, snow. But this system also reinforces more cold air and brings a more widespread chance of snow showers by early next week, Monday. But this is where I see the pattern flip a little bit more as far as colder temperatures. More snow on the map than rain this time around as we head in towards Thanksgiving. We have a pretty decent system, which earlier the week we saw a lot less snow. So heavy snow event expected by Tuesday, November 26th, somewhere in the central part of the country, whether it be Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa. Heavy snow moving to your region there, Wisconsin, Minnesota, racing off into Canada. And then this starts as rain in the Northeast, but this is also dragging temperatures down. I mean, that's a massive sized low pressure system, guys. I mean, geez. I mean, Whalen is even impressed. So heavy snow to the upper regions, guys. Upper elevations in upstate New York looks to, according to this radar, is going to get pummeled on Thanksgiving. Just what we all want to hear, right? Snow showers across the Ohio Valley into West Virginia on Thanksgiving. Lots of snow in the Northwest. So snow in both corners of the country in the North, I should say, on Thanksgiving. And I wouldn't quite call it a white Thanksgiving, but a good chance of a dusting to 3 inches for most people on Thanksgiving. And then another system coming in here, November 30th. This is going to be the last of the mild weather. When I say mild here in the Northeast, I'm saying 30s and 40s, because after that, GFS is indicating a pretty big cold front, and it is pushing down pretty far south. Once we get into December, a lot more snow in the forecast for the end of November and the beginning of December. As we get here to December 4th, look at the warm line here. See if I can find it for you guys real quick. So this is December 4th. So we've got colder temperatures. This is your line of warm cold. So these areas right here are already priming up for winter storms to get ready to hit their area. So the fact that we're seeing some consistent cold, frozen ground up in this area, definitely getting everything ready for what could be a historic winter. A lot of folks are comparing this winter with that of the 78-79 winter. So guys, we'll talk more about this. I wanted to leave it. Actually, let's show you the temperatures December 5th here, just to give you an idea. So these are high temperatures, daytime highs for most parts. So we're seeing that Arctic cold air that we saw earlier in the month and in October in this region. So tonight I'll be discussing an article that I saw that claims NOAA says that 2019 was the second hottest month on Earth, and 2019 is not even over yet. In fact, October has proven to be much colder here in the United States for sure. Other regions across the world also are starting to see temperature decreases. Yes, we've had some pretty hot weather all over the world, widespread, this short-lived summer. But I think the amount of cold that we've seen really offsets some of this heat we have also seen in September and October. So anyway, we'll go into that tonight. Thank you for tuning in this morning. We hope everybody has a great day, and we will talk soon, guys. Take care.
Do you like this show? Give us a thumbs up. Want to support us more? Share to your favorite social media platform. Buy a t-shirt or become a Patreon. All links are in the description.